Hello and welcome to the second part of my explanation about the face. We will be doing the shadows today, so particularly this area. I have my palette still hanging around. I'm trying to make sure that it's stable. When you have a hanging palette like this, you can try this at home, but watch out because sometimes paint or medium tends to fall off and it ends up on the painting. That's not good, of course. So for the colors I will be using today, and most are the same as for the other part. We have titanium white, we have ultramarine blue, we have burnt sienna, we have this Mars yellow over here, here is the Mars red brown, and this is the cadmium red. So those are the colors for today, and we will have to do it with that. I will begin with this area. It's a difficult area, and some things are missing. When I start out, at the beginning of a day, of a painting day, I usually try to find 3 mistakes in the painting, because it's always about correcting and such things. They are most important to get this likeliness. So I try to start with 3 things. Why 3? Why not 4, 6, or even more, or just 1? Well, actually, you can do more, but you might lose your motivation at some point. So 3 it is. Less is, of course, very possible. So, but I think for most people 3 is a good number to start with. So the other ones are for another day. You can see that down here, at the bottom of the nose, there is this area that is where some light, I think from the table, from the glass or anything, just goes back into her face. That's called the secondary light source, or the reflection. It's very nice to have that in a painting, because it gives more depth, more into the shape of somebody. I'm now painting with lots of this nice warm color, this Mars red orange. It's a particular color. It resembles transparent oxide red. I think it's maybe from the same pigments partly. I have to check that. So I'm not really sure about this. But as we move on, you see that this gives a nice glow, and so that's what I'll be doing. This part over here, this area, like this area over here, it's really kind of dark. It's the cast shadow, but it's a really small cast shadow. So it's only this part here, next to the nostrils. It's really nothing big, because the nostril is like over here. This is the nostril, and here you have this small cast shadow. It's not really much more than that. A cast shadow means that the shadow is not on the object itself, because that's the foam shadow. No, it's on another object. So this is the nose, and it's not on the nose, it's on the cheek. So when you also have the core shadow, that's the darkest part of the form shadow. And so it should be on the nose, and it's quite next to the nostril. It's part where the nostril meets the nose bridge. So it's around here somewhere. this whole area is quite dark. Yeah. And over here we also have a coarse shadow. It's very dark. And my mixture of dark is still the same. It's still ultramarine with burnt sienna. I think there are other mixtures possible to make a nice black. So like Viridian with this kind of magenta or purple. But in my palette I'm quite into the earth tones. Over here we have a coarse shadow as well. I think there is even a different name for this shadow, but I'm not sure what it is, because it's a real, like, in between spot, between the hair. So it's really just a dark corner over there. We have a coarse shadow as well. See, my brushes are still this two flat and ox hair. I'm so fond of them. I think you can get them in many brands, but hair shouldn't be too short or too long. So it's more an in-betweener. We have a little bit of gold tones over here. These are quite mixable, with more blue in it. As you can see, I'm exaggerating a bit. Yeah. Why is that? Is there a particular reason for exaggerating? Because many artists do this. Well, as you might expect from this explanation, there is. Because when mixing these colors all together, you see that some of the value gets lost. Some of the, as Americans call it, the chroma, and I would like to call it the saturation. It gets less intense. But I really like mixing on the canvas, so that's why I do it. Because the cooled area is next to this warm spot, so I have to make sure that the shape is right. So over here, the cheek, we need this dark color. Here. Of course, to the actually can see the shape of the cheekbones. Since she is a young person, they are not that much, not that clear. So when painting children, it can be more difficult than painting adults, because the features are not that much pronounced, so you have to be more secure, more exact about the right proportions and stuff. It's nice also in this area, because we are working on it right now, to have some red as well. And of course it's also in on the cheeks. So I'm adding a bit of, not too thick, just a thin layer of cadmium red. Over here as well. And over here, because there always should be some red on the nose. As you notice, I'm rubbing my brush a bit, because I'm painting quite thinly now, because the layer that's underneath is also useful and it only needs some correction, so I don't want to change the whole image with a new layer. I'm not going to do that. Down here, there's also a dark spot. It's just underneath the nose. You don't see the holes of the nose. They're not there. And this way she looks, they disappear from the image. And what you can't see, you don't have to paint. Over here there is also a small lighter area, just above the eyelid, underneath the eyelid. Yeah. But it's not too bright. I have some brighter blue tones as well over here, like here. So, mostly around the eyes the skin is thinner, and you see that there are some cooler tones as well in this area. They're also over here. Maybe even a bit on the nose, there's also some cooler area. So, there are some brighter spots around here. They were there before, but then they disappeared. It happens to me all the time. And I think it's a good thing, because then I can actually check the colors and later on check the right values. It's easier that way. over here is also a bit brighter. Then we have this area on her chin. I painted some shadows. I went too far with it, so I have to paint back a bit. And as you can see, I'm moving into detail with each brush stroke right now, so it's getting finer and finer. Bit more light over here, just to add it on the go. So what's happened? I made some adjustments, and already she looks much more realistic to me. And when the painting grows, such small accomplishments are so fine for each painter. Over here there is this area, and it's the last thing I will be explaining for today. So you have to do it with that, where there is sunlight on the edge of the face. It's not much. It's also a bit cool, but not too cool. And since it's a kind of reflection coming from, maybe from her hair or something. So this is the most important thing, that you get the shape of the face like into dimension. If that works out, you more or less have one part of the whole painting experience. The next one will, of course, be the resemblance. So that was it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm very sorry for wasting your time. Of course, I will be posting more videos soon, so if you like to follow my channel, you can. If you have any questions, you can find me. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.